politics and all that. Tammany Hall, your Ellis Island, all this. This is all plays into all of that, and because they had ethnicity beefs or whatever in Europe, and they brought that shit here. So the gangs is just to me, and then when you go forward and you look at the mafia, La Cosa Nostra, and how those different ethnicities of Europeans played that through. And to this day, they're still, doing their thing. And then when you look at us and our crime and how far, what our crime looks like for us, our organized crime, And I mean, go ahead.
Well, I wanted for you to articulate the connection between reparations and the gang culture.
Well, when we talk about Corporation America, right? It's in that book. I got it over there. In Malcolm's book, he talks about the interconnection between politics, police, and crime, and how neither of the three would ever I mean, when you talk about the working togethers of, like, when you look at the working togethers of, my point is, it's a tool like no other, like just like any other. You know what I'm saying? It's crime is literally like a part of the shit, just like anything else. Like, when you talk about poverty is inherent. They know that's gonna happen. I mean, just by way of us being here and being under subjugation, period. They know that that's an impending symptom. That's one of the. I mean, when you talk about the young boy who has to grow up and go out the house at 12, 13, 14, why is he going out there? He going out there because he want to be?
No.
He's going out there now we're not talking about these new niggas who got some like thing they gotta prove or whatever. We're not talking about that. We're talking about originally this shit where this shit jumped off at was a need, lack, emergency house. And I feel like we act like we don't remember what that, you know what I'm saying? We don't remember that part. And it blows me while we can also say we know we need this fix of reparations. The things that result from poverty, we kind of act like we disassociate ourselves from those things, but we want the remedy at the same time. I'm just trying to understand that myself. Like, I try to.
So what I think I hear you saying is that we have this reparations on the table as a remedy for our poverty, for the issue of gangs and having to be in this inferior position. But yet, it's your position that we are refusing, we're refusing that game changer some kind of way. Is that what you're saying? I want to make sure I understand what you're saying.
I feel like we're cool for we down for the answer, but we act as if we down for the, like I say, the remedy, but we act like we trying to, like, cut off your nose and spite your face. Like, these is our sons. These ain't no random people. And it comes from having a lack. How many black gang members come from middle class households? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I've seen a few. They have their own gangs, middle class gangs.
The few. They wouldn't exist if the Bloods and Crips didn't exist. If they wouldn't exist.
But what I want,
it's just like, my thing is, the Bloods and Crips wouldn't exist if your mafia didn't exist. Andrew Jackson was a gangster. These presidents, gangsters. We talked about earlier, the American Revolution, gangsters. They said one day, they just said, no. This our shit now. Oh, you don't like it? Let's fight then. Fuck it. Gangsters.
Right, so what I don't understand is the reparations thing, because I already told you what I feel about reparations. And so, I mean, I get that the country is run by a mob of gangsters. I get that. But I don't know what...
By way of being here. By way of being here, in proximity of the people who are at the very top, and this is how they get down?
Let me finish my question. I want to know how with the understanding that the country is run by gangs, how does reparations fit in with our gang culture? And that's where I'm trying to pinpoint your perspective about what reparations has to do with the gang culture.
What? Poverty in itself, us being in poverty itself, is a construct that's created.
So you're associating poverty with gang culture?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you think gangs come together because of the conditions of poverty
that they become, because the negativity was the violence. It started off with the violence among themselves, and then it eventually became selling drugs. Because originally their existence wasn't necessarily bad. Originally, it became a bad.
I got you. So now we have to. Okay, I got what you're saying now. So I think where I'm going to take it is where I took it the last time we were talking, which is to deal with the conversation of reparations, and to simply say that our people are the generators of wealth in this country, in this whole entire economic scheme. We are the engine that keeps the car driving. And so for us to be in a position to ask for something that we are generating ourselves just simply does not make any sense. Because if you think about it logically, you think about the fact that all of working society, everybody who has a job, we are not the people who own society, but yet we keep it going. So what if we were to stop contributing to the construct of an old paradigm, which would be the United States federal government, stop patronizing it altogether, so that all of the working class citizens who have working class skills can put those working class skills together in another separate and private system that works. Our people are the most educated, the most innovative, the most creative, the most powerful people on the planet. We are literally the engine that keeps the U.S. government going. And so with Caucasians being in a position of lack, they are the true ghetto people of poverty. In truth and reality, that is them, because they have no resources, which is the reason why they created a currency to layer over top of the resources, because they don't have resources for themselves. That's the reason why they rape Africa and they rape the people of Africa, because they don't have the power, nor the resources, nor the intelligence to erect these types of structures and sustain and maintain them themselves. Yet we do, and we do it on a daily basis. If you look at the federal government, the hierarchy, the organizational structure, you'll see that only a few people that run the government are Caucasians, a few people at the top. The people at the bottom part of that pyramid are largely our people, which would let you know if we could just find a few people to replace those Caucasians at the top from our own group and our own society, we have everything we already need to be able to erect an entirely new, private, separate government structure that has absolutely nothing to do with the European occupation. We are under European occupation. And so for us to go into this occupied government structure and say, listen, I'm really tired of being oppressed by you. I've been doing this for a really long time. I'm in poverty. I'm hungry. I can't keep up with your system. Can you please stop this system? And while you're at it, can you pay me the money that I'm generating for you? That logically doesn't flow. So for our people to be in a position to say, I want and I need reparations, the whole concept of it to me needs to be done away with. Because these people are in a position of lack in reality. They have nothing to give us. The U.S. currency has no value. So what do you see people who are smart, what are they doing? People like Akon. He's deciding I'm not waiting on the federal government anymore because I realize that they're just an intermediary, a middleman that's not meeting my needs anyway. So I'm going to push them to the side. And what am I going to do? I'm going to take privately owned, privately raised funds to do my own projects for the people. I will provide electric for 80 million people in my village. I will create a Bitcoin blockchain empowered technology for our private currency that we use amongst ourselves. This is what we need to be doing. There's no need to reinvent the wheel, but to go into a burning building and ask for water, it doesn't make sense for us to do that.
I'm not even arguing anything you said. All I'm saying is these people. This is how this type of thing is done. This is what they brought to the table. We ain't, hey, such a judge, So.
Which is the reason why we're gonna have to just say thanks, but no thanks.
I mean,
your system doesn't work. Your system don't work. We can do it better ourselves.
My whole thing is just when it comes to majority of people's issues, and as long as we still agree on this paper that's circulating, it will be the currency it is.
Yeah, but that's a lack of education. We can deal with that.
Of course, absolutely.
With a location for some shit to go viral.
But this society can run on ignorance for a nice good 40 years on ignorance.
So like I said, all it takes is for something to go viral. If you think about how long Dr. Sebi has been out, when he finally had an opportunity to go viral, now he's a common name. And people are changing their lifestyles and habits and things like that based on the vegan lifestyle. That became a movement based on a few small seeds. But see, we have to start learning how to at least erect those structures and have the information available, have the knowledge out there so that when it does go viral, that we are prepared to deal with the effects of it. If we were able to make it go viral, that, we have a different form of currency that we all can use, and it's simple to just say it's secure. We can give it a whole brand, just like any other financial institution, to ensure trustworthiness and its security. We can do all of that the same way this other. The only reason why the federal government is as largely patronized as it is right now is because of branding. So the United States federal government has a hell of a branding team that gets everybody to believe that they're doing more than they are, that they're more important than they are, that they're richer than they are, and that they have more good intentions than they do. It's branding. We can do the same exact thing. We don't have to reinvent so many wheels. All we have to do is just implement a structure, organize. That's all we have to do.
I agree. I guess my overall point, even if you take all that off the table, my thing is, once again, negating or saying, okay, what's the solution without really understanding what the fuck even the problem is or how we even got here. I guess, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you take it to that, you take it away from if you take it away from because you can take it away from the reparations, that whole thing. It don't really matter. Overall, our ability to negate things, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, period. We still talking about cause and effect. We still talking about, you know, are you going to deal with, when you got pneumonia, are you going to deal with pneumonia or the cough? You know what I'm saying? Like, or are you going to, like, make a bigger deal about your cough over your runny nose? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I'm saying.
I think that we would be wise to recognize what our problem is.
Absolutely.
We can't see ourselves in a lot of different ways, and so it makes it very difficult for us to be able to orient ourselves. And it's a bit for me because I know that if we could understand our enemy and how the enemy is able to make these certain advancements against us, we would be a whole lot, more ready. We would just be more ready for us to be able to attack certain things. And so, I don't know, I wish that there was an answer or, just something that we could be doing, something that we could do to collectively all get it,
Right.
But right now, it's that's why I say we have to just find out something about some kind of maybe a branding technique, find a way for our efforts to go viral, because what we have not seen is any properly or sufficiently amount of branded institutions that present themselves in such a way that they can vouch for their credibility, that they can vouch for their security, that they can vouch for the leadership that's a part of their organization, and that these people can show and prove results. We need to be treating our nation building as if we were business building. And to me, trying to do that through an outside organization such as the U.S. federal government just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. We cannot go through a foreign national government in order to form another foreign or a domestic national government. Because the European occupation that is sitting right now as our government is a foreign national government. We are the indigenous people of this land, so we need to have an indigenous national government because they're foreign. They're here as a part of an implanted or inserted presence on our land in order to do commerce. And they're doing way more than commerce right now. These people are way overstepping their boundaries on our land because we've been so far oppressed and deeply oppressed and removed from our sovereign rights that we have no idea that we have the right to enforce certain rights. We have the right to enforce certain things on our land. Let me put it that way. And because we are contractually obligated to handle our own affairs, and as by way of nation building, but like I said, we're not aware of our abilities to enforce. So, like for example, if we were operating in our sovereign status, our sovereign ability, we would be able to issue warrants for the arrest. Same way people issue a warrant for an arrest of us, of our people. We would be able to, under the authority of our sovereign indigenous status on this land, be able to issue a warrant for our enemy's arrest. If they're not playing by the rules, we should be able to haul their ass in the court and say, look, first of all, this is between two different nations. So politically, we need to be segregated. I don't believe in integration, because how are we going to integrate and still govern ourselves according to how we want to culturally exist? I don't identify with a European culture, and I know my people and my culture don't identify with the European culture in a lot of ways. So I don't want to integrate my federal or my government governing structures with yours, because I don't govern myself or my people the way that you govern yourself or your people.
Clearly.
So these are the things that we have to start thinking about. So when I say, listen, my people have say that you have wronged us, or you have wronged one of the individuals as a part of my organization or my nation, I'm going to bring charges up against you in your nation. This is how people play the game across the seas. Everybody across the entire globe plays the game that way. But why our culture, because we were ripped away from our identity, we are not able to play that game that way. We don't have no authority, no sitting authority right now to culturally stand up and say, we have been wrong and I'm going to press charges and I'm going to bring crimes against humanity charges against you. What organization do we have to do that? We don't have a structure for it. So that's all we need. We need administrative organization.
Absolutely.
That's it. And we'll be fine. We don't need no goddamn excuse me, I don't mean to sound aggressive when I say this, but we don't need no damn reparations from nobody. What we need is to recognize our own power and recognize that we have everything that you could do, I could do better. And that's how I look at my enemy. Anything you could do, I could do motherfucking better. If you can erect the government, I can erect the government. If you can have a system of education, I can have a system of education. If you can have an economic system, I can have an economic system. Fuck you talking about? If you could do technology, I can do technology. Fuck you. I'm the one that keeps all this shit going. It's black people that's inventing all this shit. It's black people that got the intelligence, the brains going into this shit. And they looking at us to see what's next. They looking at us to see what's next.
Right.
So why not we institutionalize what's next? Us, bitch.
Well,
excuse me.
at the end of the day, you're not saying nothing. We done went back and forth on that. This 1,000 times. Overall, the people that the people that I know who agree on these type of things, once again, I bring to you majority of folks who agree with us issues are financial. That's a long press of a majority of folks hold-ups. Most folks got
and I'm gonna tell you what's even
already scraping, trying to make this happen and pulling that together with that and tying this, So,
well, I understand that, but that's also a lack of intelligence. Right now, I'm working on a platform that I have copywritten already. A platform that's going to use what I call the Internet of People, and what it will cure is what you just talked about: the fact that a lot of us have ideas and a lot of structures and things and ideas in our minds of how we can serve our people, but we don't have the money to develop certain products. We don't have the money to market ourselves. We don't have the money to quit our jobs and work on our dreams. So the Internet of People will be similar to what technology calls the Internet of Things, where we're able to use our connections with one another to support and uplift and place procurement for our projects and our ideas. So let's just say, for example, I want to launch a business and I don't have the money to invest in my manufacturing or production. I write out all of the plans, a formal proposal, so that I can submit it to the Internet of People. And once it gets approved and the structure is set in place for this to be a workable project, it gets approved for the platform, and whoever uses it, a part of the internet, everybody will be able to say, oh, look, I'm interested in that project. I'm going to contribute this to the procurement of everything that's needed. So in procurement, what you do is write down everything you need for your project. And then you have to go out and source every little thing, whether you need uniforms, whether you need, facilities, whatever it is you need, manpower, whatever it is you need, you write it and itemize it, and then you have it to go out and have that sourced by different providers, whoever can provide those needs. So the Internet of People is designed to work exactly like that, where you put your needs available as an itemized list, and whoever's interested in the project or contracting with you, they can come to you and say, hey, listen, I do uniforms. I can do your uniforms for you for the low. Let's do a contract. Just like that, your idea is properly procured. You have everything you need for the project to be launched and managed. You'll have to have a team for project management, but you'll have to be able to use and enter into contracts. Okay, for your service, let's just say, for example, you're an investor. You don't have any money. You can put an investor itemize your list for procurement. You need to procure an investor. So you say, okay, this is the project. These are my projections. If you like it and want to invest, we need some money. How much you got on it? You can have one person, let's say the goal is $50,000 to invest. You can have one person say, I don't have $50,000, but I got $10,000. Okay, secure your investment. You have other people participating that want to get in on the deal. Oh, you need some more money? I got some more money. Let me put $20,000 to his 10, and let's get this project started. But like I said, we have problems with administrative organizations. And if we knew the ins and outs of things like this, like the ins and outs of procurement, if we knew how to launch projects and network with each other, use technology, enter into contractual agreements without the interference of an outside source, certain things, there are plenty of things that we can do. I'm going to put it out there in the universe. If anybody is interested in working with me on the Internet of People, please feel free. I've already gone through the trouble of copywriting the idea, but I definitely need, a programmer. I need somebody to build out the platform, the specs. I need somebody to help me draw the specifications for the platform and how it'll work and down to full functionality. But these are the things that we need to start doing for us to remedy those things. We do have issues, but we do also have solutions, and we have technology. Lord, I need for all people in technology to be very creative, because our people are in a very low place, and we don't have to be. We just need tools, and we need structures, and we need administration, and we need organizations, so we can just streamline our power, and then we'll be fine.
Gotcha.
We'll be fine.
Did you hit up that mindless mobile lady? The mindless mobile thing? .com?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you need to hit her. She's an app designer.
I have a couple of coder people. Like, I know a guy does robotics in my network on social media, and I've reached out to a couple of them. I've had like 3 or 4 people that I know, so I can add her to my list. But once I get my specifications drawn out, I have other projects that I'm launching, like my research program that I'm advertising for right now on my page if anybody's interested. I have a research program that I just launched. I have another training program for corporate businesses that I'm launching right after this. And then I'll be launching another project after that. So, I have to pace myself because I'm doing a lot. Or I'm thinking a lot, I should say. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking a lot because I really want to serve my people. And I really want to get to a place where I feel like I'm doing everything I can. Mm-hmm. And because I'm so creative, I try my best to just go one thing at a time now that I know what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. So that Internet of People is going to be huge. Yeah. If I have the right people helping me.
Yeah. I mean, the whole entire idea of an administrative portion of our community, it makes all the sense in the world. I mean, that's exact. I mean, I remember. I mean, well, I ain't gonna veer off, but no, what you're saying is absolutely. I absolutely agree with it. I think about the same thing with like laboratories and science, and when we think about what's in our food and yada yada woo or what's in this and what's in that, and then you think, well, damn, even if I did want to know, ain't no way I can fucking know.
Who am I trusting?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, who am I trusting with that? Yeah. So I would much rather trust my people with that than I would their people. So, I would much rather.
I agree. We need all of those different facets, in our own name, with our own people behind it, folks that we know is, about us.
Legit. Right. They still got their damn black card.
Exactly. Period. Right. Like, understand.
They need to be vetted.
Look. This food going to your house first, motherfucker. How about that?
Yeah. We coming over for Sunday dinner. You about to have us over for dinner. We need to check your black card out.
Exactly. So,
and we gotta be on our grind, because this is about nation building, and we're not in a place of lack. We don't need anybody. We don't need anything. We have everything we need.
I was never making no pitch or plea. These people brought this shit to the table, and I'm just saying,
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? Because my whole thing is this, like I said. My whole mindset is purely, it's not about laying down or being on no knees. It's more or less of, you got my bread, huh? It's more of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all
I'm going to tell you.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I'm going to tell you what this is, the way I see it. Because the way I look at it now that my perspective has changed, I'm a businesswoman. Mm-hmm. And what I see is these people are not in possession of. What these people are is they're siphoning off. The real life force and life energy is in our people. We are the possessors of it. And the way I look at it from my mind's eye, just looking at it from a global perspective with an eagle eye view, I'm looking, or what do you call it, an eagle eye? I'm looking at it like everything that's generated comes from, in essence, from us. And so we have to look at our position like, I'm just going to simply cut you off. I'm not allowing you to leech me no more. Because I am the whole entire body that you have attached yourself to, and you're leeching me. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get my lighter, and I'm going to burn your little annoying ass. And I'm going to continue going on about living my life. They're not in possession of us. They're just simply attached to us. And it's almost like a baby grabbing an adult. You remember the cartoons where the baby would grab something really big and start throwing it around and beating it against the wall? It's like, how is this little thing? I feel like that's what they're doing to us. Like, we're this big giant, this big thing, and they just come and grabbed a hold of us and just started, banging us around. But it's like, we have all the ability to simply stop this small little thing from being our illness. Absolutely. All it is for us to just change the way we look at it.
Absolutely.
If we stop looking at it from a certain position, we'll be fine. I swear, sometimes I get excited. I get really happy because I'm like, dark times are really, really, really fruitful. I mean, being in the darkness is like being in the soil, in the ground, where you're really, if you are any kind of a seed, you're going to get everything you need to grow and be abundant and full and bloom. And this is why I'm excited for my people, because we're in that dark place. And we are all star seeds. And so for us to be in such a dark place, when I think of it, as time goes on and evolution occurs, all of these star seeds that are in so much darkness, you're going to see this shit blooming and taking off and popping off in all kinds of different ways. I'm just one person that has a dream and a vision. I'm just one person that has enough courage to pursue it. I'm just one person that has it within me to say, fuck the system. I'm going to do my own thing, and I'm going to be a success in what I'm trying to do for my people. I'm just one. Imagine how many other people around me are pissed off to the point where they're making changes, to the point where they're thinking about solutions, to the point where they're trying to help. That, to me, is beautiful. I'm excited to be alive right now. A few years ago, I would have told you I'm ready to die.
Oh,
a few years ago, listen, a few years ago, I would have told you, beam me out of here, Scotty. I'm ready to get the fuck up out of here. But now, when I look around, I see nothing but opportunity, because I know I see nothing but God.
No, I'm all the way with you. And see, the thing is this. Okay, so you are, as you said, a businesswoman. I'm more of a student of things. And I just be thinking about, like, you remember Harlem Nights?
Mm-hmm.
You remember how they pulled that jug at the end and got the fuck on?
I'm not sure if I do.
Oh.
You know what? I fall asleep on stuff a lot, so don't hold me to it. I mean, I've seen it, but I fall asleep a lot,
Okay, all right. Well, they pulled the jug. Threw the white boy that was trying to fuck with them. They killed all the monsters, all that shit. They did this whole thing, and they pulled the jug, got the bread, got gone. And that's, my mind just makes me think that no matter what, one, I'm thinking of right now, as of today, I agree with you. They are not nothing, and they generate the bread from us. Agreed. But, like I say, I'm a simple dude, and I know pimping is going on. You know what I'm saying? And it come around all the time, and they call it, you know, what they call the GDP, the gross, whatever,
domestic product. Yeah, the gross domestic product.
So they do all this pimping, and then like, so they got like a blower machine where all this bread gets sucked into. And we can say it's fake bread, but for right now, it's working. You can say it's a placebo. You can say it's a placebo. I'll fuck with you.
That's exactly
I ain't
what
arguing that point. I'm just saying.
They can be converted to anything.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I mean, it's the gold ticket. Yes. You know what I'm saying? But,
I got you.
But people still doing strange shit for $40 around here. But
yeah.
So with that being the case, if they bring up, which they did, this shit, and they willing to take that blower with that placebo money and blow it and blow that bitch in my pocket before I get the fuck on, because I'm going anyway. No matter what, I'm not continuing on with these motherfuckers. As they got these laws and all this shit in, I can't. Because I can't live in the place where the white folk can walk up to you and try to propose to you and your child. I can't live like that. So, no matter what, the separation has to occur. But what I'm saying is, if it just so happen to be that I can get some of that money that's in that blower, that's that pimping, if I can get some of that and put myself in a better position as I'm going the fuck on, because I'm going anyway, like I said. Just like, this is the thing, like, it's just like, it's like a lot of people be like, well, is it going to be a fight, or is it going to be this, or is it going to be that? My whole thing is, it's already a fight. And it's just about what you going to do, what they say, what you going to do when it comes for you. You know.
You talking about Bad Boy?
Erykah Badu.
What you gonna? Oh. Okay, yeah.
You know, what you gonna do when it comes for you? Yeah, what you gonna do when it comes for you? I'm talking about these motherfuckers. When it's your turn to be a world star video, what you gonna do? You know. So, I mean, no matter what, it's coming. To me, as far as I'm concerned, it's coming. If it do, you know what I'm saying? Whichever way it comes, it's already started. That's my point. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not the actual physical shit, that's a mute point. Just be ready, shit. You know, but I don't know. My whole thing, like I said before, is just if we gonna get the fuck on and do our thing anyway. Yeah. If we gonna get, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we are gonna do our own thing, but I'm telling you, man, it's just, I feel like if we could just look at the way these people are getting over us, you know, they're getting over on us. There's a guy named Michael King that has some classes that are to teach sovereign law, which is basically contract law. And I've had the pleasure of sitting with him quite a few times for him to teach me a bit about, you know, what is happening on the back end, like basically at the very foundation of this country, what's happening, and how these people are able to do what they're doing. And it's nothing new. I mean, the techniques that the Caucasian Europeans that they're using against us right now with the law, it's stuff that they learned from us. It's stuff that they truly got. Political science, you know, is a real thing. It's a science. And so they just were able to master that science, and they started to use it against us in ways that we were aware of, but we were ripped away from that knowledge, or we were, you know, basically banned from all knowledge. And so that pretty much is where it is. We have to start re-educating ourselves so that we can start broadening our horizons and having a higher perspective on really what's happening. And once that happens, we'll be able to operate.
What is the source, or is the source of more science? Is the source of more science Egyptian, or is it from the Dogon? Like, I'm confused. Like, I can't remember.
Well, I want to say that it's hard to say where more science comes from because it's divine. Knowing science is really just to observe it.
Right. No, I'm just saying people reported it first.
Yeah, that's our people. It's Hebrews. It's the Hebrews, and Hebrews all over the world are classified differently. Like you have Moorish Hebrews, you have Spanish Hebrews, you have from all over the world. They're Indian Hebrews. The melanated man is a Hebrew, and so what I find is that we just lose that connection. We lose that connection that everything that is of ancient civilization is really all of our ancestors, excluding the Europeans. Because all the nations that exist right now, excluding the Europeans, they evolved from us, from ancient civilization.
Yeah.
So they're, we're all just country cousins around the globe, but Europeans are just not a part of the party.
Yeah, and that's facts. That's facts.
They're just not.
Did you have anything that you wanted to bring to the table?
Not really. I just want people to go ahead and take a look at the research and debate training program. It's called the T-Team, T-E-E. It's called T-Team Research on Instagram, and it is a research and debate training program that teaches students the very foundations of research, but in such a way that they can design and pursue their own education for themselves without having to be institutionalized for receiving education. And for my journey, research was vital for me to know how to do it and to know how to sort of aggregate and analyze information to make sense of it and to be able to put it somewhere.
So you saying you saying a kid can educate themselves with? Is that what you're saying? Or is this just like?
Of course, it's for teenagers. The program is for teenagers. Okay. I'm allowing adults to enroll too, but I really want to focus on teenagers because teenagers are clearly they're a target.
Yeah.
So adults are welcome to enroll, but I prefer to target teenagers. Okay. But so what it is they are taught how to pursue an education that supports their interests, not just being institutionalized and told what to think, but teaching these kids how to think. How do you critically think and analyze information so that you can study it and you can create outcomes by what you're observing, using the scientific method and having a basis for your research, having a purpose for the research, and not just learning because somebody told you that this is what you need to know, but learning because this is what you want to know and about a specific thing. So that's what the program is focused on.
Okay. Well, that's what it is then. I'm gonna go ahead and slide because I got other moves to still make.